Loading Up Podcast. Game on. Perfect.
Welcome back to the Loading Up Podcast. I am your host, Producer Jay, along with both of my co-hosts, Brother Zay
Hello.
and Brother Zay.
Yo.
What's up? What's up? How you guys been?
Depressed.
Working.
I feel you.
Damn that. We're getting into depression.
Yeah. Before we get all into the stuff that we got planned for today, just want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe. If you look in the description, you can see our sponsors, and it is W Energy, NordVPN, and Starforge PCs. You can save some money off of subscriptions, products, all that nice stuff, because you know you like those savings, and we like those kickbacks. So if you help them out, they'll help us out, and we'll thank them and we'll thank you. Yeah, so with that being said, Brother Tay, what have you been playing?
I've been praying on
Yeah.
my enemy's downfall. What have I been playing? Actually, I went to a little throwback. On the Nintendo Switch, playing the 64 emulator, Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, okay.
Trying to just
Banjo-Kazooie.
playing that.
Like the original one?
Yeah, the original, the first one.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's
doing
a
that.
cult classic.
It is.
What's going on?
Love the game.
Microsoft, we got some stuff to talk about later.
Boo.
Bring back Banjo. What is going on?
Banjo was Banjo bought by Microsoft? I don't remember. I know
Yes.
it was a rare game first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Microsoft owns Rare now.
Yeah, Microsoft, bring that. I need another one. I know it had 3. You can remake one.
I'm
Please
surrounded
remake.
by Banjo Bros.
Yes.
Boo.
Actually,
No, shut up. Yep,
no. You gotta understand. Like, playing the game, it's still a great game. That camera kills me.
Oh yeah, 1000%. It's definitely of its time.
Yeah, that needs a remake. It's a great game. It's a great puzzle game and everything. It just needs a remake.
Yes. I wholeheartedly agree. Brother Zay, what have you been playing?
So if you're watching on YouTube, you should have my recordings of me playing Hogwarts Legacy, because they dropped it. Well, when I first started recording, they dropped it on Xbox Play Anywhere, so I was able to download it on PC and get some footage for you guys. And then out of nowhere, they dropped it on Game Pass, if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which was a nice touch, giving more people access to a really good game. So you're watching me play some Hogwarts Legacy. I've been playing Visions of Mana, as well as the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta, which I was playing a little bit earlier today on Sunday. Before work, we were playing some zombies, because for the first time, a beta dropped zombies, which was pretty cool. So we got to test out the zombies mode. The zombies mode is fun as always. I'll reserve my full thoughts on Black Ops 7 for the game's release, because I'm still iffy on it.
Iffy. Okay.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm really looking forward to this week. Battlefield 6 is coming out, so like that is on my mind in the forefront, not Black Ops 7. I'm gonna play Black Ops 7, obviously, so it's just not it's not my immediate radar. It was cool to try out, but like that's about it.
I got you.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Yeah, I was playing a little bit of the Black Ops 7 beta. I mean, in terms of like how it feels to play, I mean, it's Call of Duty. Like you know what you're getting with Call of Duty. There's not much change that they can do on that front.
Don't get no
I mean, it feels like Call of Duty, and I mean, I had fun playing it. I do wonder though. They did say, and it could be that I just got unlucky. They did say that they didn't put the skill-based matchmaking in the beta, but
No, there is a new play mode.
yeah, it's
their
like the
mode.
open. Yeah, that's the one that I played, the open mosh pit.
Uh-huh.
And I don't, like I said, maybe I just got unlucky, But when I was playing, because I played the day that it dropped, the early access day, I played a few games. I did good. I was fine. Won some games, lost some games. It was fine. Then the next morning, I got, because I played like maybe two or three games, quick games. I was getting dragged through the mud, and I was like, "What happened? Like, why are all the sweats out in the morning? It's
Are you
freaking 8
are
o'clock
you
in the morning."
advocating for skill-based matchmaking?
No, I'm not. I'm saying,
Oh,
like,
okay.
because you know how it works. Like, you play a few games, you
Yeah.
win, and then the second they see you winning, they gotta, pull you back a few pegs
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like,
No,
"Nah,
no, 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 no,
you're
no, no. It
you're
sounds
mixing."
like he wants skill-based player gameplay.
No, I don't. That's how for whatever reason, that's how skill-based matchmaking works. They'll give you
Uh,
a few scrubs to play against, but then the second you win a few games, they humble you real quick. So, um, but anyway, I mean, I played that. I didn't get a chance to play zombies. Um, I wanted to play that with my brother, but he was busy. So maybe we'll play because it's still ongoing until Tuesday, right?
Something like that. And they have
Yeah.
another weekend as well coming.
Yeah, and then so I'll probably still have time for that. Yeah, I finally beat Kingdom Hearts. I got the
Yay.
majority of the achievements. I have to do one more run, but this one is a speed run. So I'm like skipping everything and making my way through. So I got to
Making
do
my
that.
way downtown, walking fast,
I knew it.
eating high, listen, I'm homebound.
I knew it.
It's it shouldn't be too bad. It's very generous because I gotta beat the game within 15 hours. But like on a very basic speed run, you can probably beat it in like 3. So I shouldn't be able to I shouldn't have any problems doing that. So that's what I gotta do, and then I'll move on to whatever other game I decide to get deep into. But those are the main 2 that I was playing this week.
Very good.
Very good. Yeah.
I guess we can jump right into some news because we got a little bit to talk about when it concerns Game Pass.
Oh
So
boy.
as you probably heard by now, Game Pass is going up in
On a
price. Game Pass
Tuesday.
Ultimate. Yeah, they came out and they sort of revamped all the tiers of Game Pass, and that includes the price. Uh, let's just get right into it. Tom Warner of The Verge breaks it down a little bit better for us. The article states that Microsoft is raising the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and rebranding the other tiers. So starting in, I think it's November.
So no,
Game.
it starts now for new
Oh,
subscribers,
okay.
but if you're current subscribers, the change happens already, but the new pricing doesn't go into effect until next month.
There you go. Perfect. And Game Pass Ultimate will be priced at $29.99 per month instead of $19.99, which is a 50% increase. Game Pass Core is being rebranded to Xbox Game Pass Essential, and the standard plan is now Xbox Game Pass Premium. And let's just talk about why and what they are giving us for this sort of called price increase. So with the $10 price increase for Ultimate,
go.
you're getting Ubisoft Classics, as well as in November, Fortnite Crew, which by themselves, Fortnite Crew and Ubisoft Classics are like $32. So if you attack on the Game Pass Ultimate, you save yourself some money.
Yeah.
Because Game Pass Ultimate was 20, then you have the 32 from the Ubisoft Classics plus the Fortnite Crew. So you're actually kind of saving money if you're on Ultimate. It's still a really big jump, really bad jump. I don't agree with this big price hike. It's absolutely bad timing, bad optics. Um, so if you're a big Fortnite player, if you love some of the Ubisoft games, like all the Assassin's Creeds and stuff, You are getting a ton of content. They actually dropped the content already on Game Pass Ultimate. So if you have the subscription, you can see through all the games, as well as dropping Hogwarts Legacy on Game Pass this week. So a ton of games will be added. One of the biggest differences that we talked about with the change is that only the Game Pass Ultimate subscription will have day one games.
Yes.
So the essential and the premium plans will not have day one. The premium plan, which is the a $14.99 month price, will get Xbox games a year after launch, which I don't know, it's weird to me. The whole
Within a
point,
year,
yeah,
within a
within
year.
a year. It says within a year, so it could be a year
And
after or
it's
not.
excluding Call of Duty titles.
Yes, you have to be on Ultimate in order to get the Call of Duty titles. Um, so that was a lot, and they have with the premium tier, which is the mid tier, you have 200 plus games plus PC, console, and cloud. You get a lot of different. You get up to I think it was like 50,000 points for the up to a year for that plan. You get the max amount of points, obviously, with Game Pass Ultimate, which is 100,000 points. And let's Game Pass Essential, which is the lowest tier at $9.99 a month. You only get 50 plus games, PC, console, and cloud. You get, I think it was 25,000 points and access to online multiplayer. Um, PC Game Pass is getting a change as well. It's going from $11.99 a month to $16.49, but it's has the same benefits as Ultimate. So Ultimate, the PC Game Pass is kind of like the best option. If you're on PC and you don't have PC Game Pass, you're kind of wasting out on some really good benefits from Xbox. They really priced that at a really good. I think for PC Game Pass, they priced it really well. I don't. It
Yeah.
was definitely an increase, but it definitely got the best of the deal.
Yeah, of the price increases, the PC Game Pass got the least amount. One
Yeah.
thing I will mention though, because I feel like we've talked about it before, that technically, if you have PC Game Pass, you still get access to at least the Play Anywhere titles on the console. So like
I'm not
if you
sure.
just
Is it?
no, yeah, they I remember they were talking about at least as of like a couple months ago. If you have PC Game Pass, just PC Game Pass, and you want to play games on the console, like you'll get the games on the console as well, as long as they're Play Anywhere. Because I know some games on PC Game Pass aren't available on the console, and
Yeah.
then vice versa. But as long as they're available on both, you can get those games as well. So if like that's something that you care about, you can get all the day one games if that's what's important to you. You can get that on PC Game Pass on the console.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, the biggest, obviously, like the price hike is crazy. $29 a month. I think it's the second most expensive subscription service that there is out there. I heard that like ESPN is like the same price.
It's a yeah.
So it's like right up there with ESPN. And it's a tough pill to swallow, but if you are in the Xbox ecosystem, and you are playing Xbox, you're on a console and you want games like Call of Duty, Outer Worlds, if you wanted to get in for with your Game Pass subscription, Ultimate would still be the best deal. It comes out to be about $1 a day, and you have access to 400 plus games, all day one games, plus up to 100,000 points that you can earn throughout your time playing on the Xbox. So while it is a tough pill to swallow, I still think it's probably the best deal in gaming still.
Don't take this. Don't turn this into an ad right now. What the fuck?
Yeah.
No. No, the thing is, like, it really does suck because they really slap the face of the console players. PC
Yeah.
Game Pass gets the the best of the benefits with the least amount of price hike, and console players get just slapped in the face. That's what really sucks about this.
Yeah.
I play see me personally because you have to find a value in a subscription service. That's why we get subscription services. If you find a value in that subscription service, then you use it. For me, as a console play gamer who also has a PC, Ultimate works for me. Um, and I don't really play on my PlayStation like that. I'll get the exclusives when they come out and I'll play them, and then I won't play anything else. I go back on my Xbox. So for me personally, Game Pass is still something that Game Pass Ultimate. It's still something that I'm going to be utilizing because that's where I play my games. The value is there for me. Now, if the value is not there for you, that's perfectly fine. Speak with your wallet, let them know that you don't, want to pay that much, and that's more power to you. But I'm gonna do what's best for me. And if you like, I broke it down over the weekends. If you get all the day one games, even at an average price of, let's say, $50, because not every game is 70 that comes out day one, you're gonna spending over $650 on games a year. And that's just what we know about, not including the 75 plus other games that they have coming out. So, yes, it's $360 for the year for Game Pass Ultimate now for console players. But that's still like almost $300 in savings if you have Game Pass Ultimate compared to just buying it outright.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, you won't play every game, but the options are there. If it wasn't for Game Pass Ultimate or Game Pass in general, some of these games you would have never tried or played or enjoyed and loved like I have before with the service. And it sucks. I never thought they were gonna raise it this high, at least not this soon.
Right.
This big of a hike was shocking. It was like the one thing that everybody was talking about all over Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's my take on the changes and what I believe is good. What are your thoughts? Good
Actually,
or bad?
I wanna ask Tay,
Yo,
as somebody, I'm assuming you don't have Game Pass.
I do not.
What do you think about this? Like $30 to access. Well, it's like what's 400 plus games, and
It's
then
four. It's
every
400 plus
game one,
games. It's
and then
400 plus
75
games.
games day one new
Yeah,
on the
I was
game
like,
on the.
yeah, it's like, don't you get the like 75 games that like when they get released, you're able to get yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, be able to download it, everything. Personally speaking, next to Steam, Game Pass, I'm gonna have to agree with Brother Zay. Game Pass has technically the best like deal for gamers, like because it's 400 games of total for it. This is $30. So like I said, it's either $1 a month or anything like that. That's cheaper. So that's cheaper than what you play for PlayStation Plus. So that's already a better deal than most people really want to think about. Secondary, on the game gets released, it's 75. So they're going to tell you like the games are going to be playable on day one. Am I correct, Brother Zay and Jim?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they'll
tell
let you know. Yeah.
Well, if anything, you're running. How many games do you get released every a year for like anything like for Microsoft? If you had to
Uh,
think of a number,
This year was stacked, and next
yeah,
year's stacked too.
but yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like out of all the stacked years, because you're going to keep seeing games. Me and Brother Zay were talking about Lego Party before we got here. That could
Yeah.
be a game. That might be a game that's available for you to download right now on Game Plus.
It-
That's better. That's a fantastic deal. Like, am I fair? To be fair, it's $30 a month. If you'd have told me that without telling me what the previous prices were, I'd have been like, "Yo, this sounds like a great deal. Like, I want this now." But then
yeah.
you're like, "Oh, like you got me with like there was this and this," and I was like, "Oh." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
I think the issue comes in is that it used to cost less.
Yeah.
And then that's obviously. So I'll say this much. You'll never catch me defending price hikes. I will always be against it, whether it's from PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, whatever. I will never defend it. However, there comes a point where, as a consumer, you have to realize where your priorities lie. And I think a lot of times, and this goes for anything, not just
This brother
Game
think
Pass.
I got morals. How dare you?
That's crazy.
This goes for any subscription service. 'Cause obviously, Disney Plus has gone up, Netflix has gone up, Amazon Prime, all that stuff. It's always gone up in price. And this is
Yep.
this is just the trend of the entertainment industry. Stuff goes up because spending goes up. And it's seems to be that, these companies would rather pass on the cost to the consumer than to just cut costs. But, that's a whole different conversation. As a consumer, it should be my responsibility to determine what is a priority to like my financial status. If going up by $10 is too much for somebody to bear, I 100% agree with them canceling or downgrading or doing whatever they have to do to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of, or that they're getting the value that they feel is appropriate. Because if they feel like the $20 was good, but $30 is a little bit too much, even with all the stuff, then that's on them. That's where their priorities lie. Personally, I'm fortunate enough that I can handle price hikes like this. Yes, it sucks. I don't like it. I don't want them to do it. I don't think anybody would want. Who wants to pay more money? Only dumb people. So, like, any regular functioning human being will be against a price increase. So, I think what people need to realize is that ultimately, when it comes to anything regarding like the entertainment industry, or like in this case, video games, is it important enough to warrant the response that you're giving it? Because I think that's what bothers me most about this whole situation, is that people have become so angry and so upset that every post you see about Xbox Game Pass or anything like that, they're like, "Fuck you! How dare you? You can't do this to me! Like I'm canceling right now. You guys are worthless." All this and that, all like negativity, vitriol, all that is spewed onto people who are like, I mean, the social media team. I feel for them, because they are going through it right now, because they have to handle all that because of the higher ups decision. So I do not envy their position right now. But the fact that people get so upset about this stuff is like, it kind of makes me laugh. It's like, this is what's important to you? Like Game Pass, an optional gaming subscription service. That's what tipped the scales for you to get upset and to want, retribution for Microsoft committing the biggest travesty of raising it by $10, even though they're adding more value to the service. Regardless, if it's too much for you, then do what you need to do. And honestly, I will advocate, vote with your wallet, because if you want to see change, these companies, they're not gonna do anything unless they see numbers go down. Because if you look at, I mean, this is a completely different situation, but look at what happened with the whole Jimmy Kimmel stuff. Once that whole situation happened, people started canceling Disney Plus. Guess what? Disney reacted. They lost, I think it was like, they lost like $1.4 billion in the span of like 3 days over that whole situation. And they reacted quickly. So if you want Microsoft to react quickly, then vote with your wallet. If you are going to cancel, then cancel. Do and stick by it. Because I know there's some people who are like, they say, "Oh, I'm canceling," but then they have the Game Pass subscription all the way up until like 2027. So it's like, what are you even doing? Like, come on.
Did you really cancel? Did you really?
Yeah, did you really cancel? Like, like, come on. Yeah. So while I am against it, I don't like it, and I agree with anybody who feels like they need to cancel this in order to maintain stability or whatever. I think the reaction to it has been very like it's been over dramatic.
Honestly, like I canceled Disney Plus. I canceled Paramount Plus. 'Cause everything was going up. But
Right.
I don't watch Disney Plus every day. I don't watch
Mhm.
Paramount every day. I can't even
That's
cancel HBO Max because I don't watch that every day. But I game because I'm a gamer. I game all the time. I game every day. So I'm not gonna
right.
cancel something that brings me joy, that brought us this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's because of gaming that I have what I have now, and yeah, it sucks to pay more, but I'm not gonna cancel it. If I cancel it, then guess what? I'll have to pay $70+ for COD and
Yeah.
Outer Worlds 2 and
Exactly.
Ninja Gaiden 4 and Winterboro and all these games are coming out. I can't afford all those games, but I can afford $1 a day. That's what it is. And
Yeah.
let's be honest, some people buy $5, $6 drinks, coffees in the morning every single day.
Yeah.
Like that you don't see them complaining about that. You don't see them saying I'm canceling Dunkin' Donuts. No. They just get the coffee because that's something that they enjoy doing and that's something they enjoy morning. Well, guess
Yeah.
what? I enjoy gaming, so I'm gonna pay the $1 a day. I'm gonna be pissed off about it, and we can talk about how like they're probably cheating at us, but also like they're adding a ton of value. They're adding a bunch
I
of Ubisoft classics. They're adding Fortnite Crew, which is in itself, they're giving you like battle passes and V-Bucks every month. They're adding a ton of value. You
yeah.
may not agree with it. That's perfectly fine. But like, stop with the rhetoric. Stop with just posting to get clicks and likes, and stop grifting.
Yeah. I do think there is a significant amount of backlash that it's happening from this. And I think the majority of it stems from the fact that they're getting rid of the day one games from premium and essential.
Yeah.
Because I do think if day one games was still available on the premium version, that people would be fine with it. Because I've looked at like all the comments and stuff like that, and the main thing that people seem to be saying is that I don't care about EA Play, I don't care about Ubisoft Plus, I don't care about Fortnite Crew, and they just want the service that they were paying for. So I think honestly, like there probably was a better way to go about this, but I think Microsoft is going about it in the way like that most
The
subscription
Microsoft way.
services. Well, yeah. But
The
no, just
Microsoft
most
way.
subscription services go about things where they know what the value proposition is and they'll tie that to the highest tier of their service. So like for example, and I hate that Netflix does it bothers me because like I'm paying for the highest tier specifically for this where they'll tie the amount of TVs that you can link to, or they say TVs, but it's like I guess access to the account, how many people can access the account. They'll tie that, but also tie that to the resolution that you get. So you can't stream in 4K unless you pay for the highest tier. And like while like sure, I guess 1080p is fine, but it's like I shouldn't have to like also have to pay for that in order to get the 4 people, I think it's 4 people um per account or something like that. Um but that's what Xbox is doing. They know the day one games are what drew people to the service initially, and now they're tying that to the highest tier, which is understandable from a business perspective, but from a consumer perspective, it sucks that they're getting rid of it from the other tiers. But that's what seems to be the sticking point. If they put day one games back into like the premium tier, then it would be fine. Like nobody would even care. They would just downgrade to the premium tier, essentially. Um, I do think that ultimately, I think Microsoft needs to just look at what they what the proposition or what the value proposition is, and is it worth. Well, I guess we'll find out because we don't know what the actual numbers of like the cancellation stuff is. Because I thought because of because even like um mainstream news outlets were covering this stuff, and that's when once that happens, that's when I was like, oh, they're gonna see this and they're gonna react to it. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the outcome of this is. I don't think they're gonna like lower prices. They may just raise the price of premium and add day one games back into it. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but from my perspective, put it this way. If I lost my job tomorrow, Game Pass, that would be like first on the chopping block. Obviously, like I don't need Game Pass. Nobody needs Game Pass.
Speak to yourself, brother.
But like if that's what it's coming to, then obviously like you cut it out. Like that should be first of like the things that you cut out in terms of maintaining your financial stability. So I don't understand why people are like getting so riled up about this as opposed to others. And I get that, yeah, you can care about multiple stuff, but it's just like, is it really worth getting that upset about? Just do what you need to do. Cancel the service, downgrade your service, do whatever you need to do to maintain what you feel is valuable. But I will mention though, because I know GameStop and I mean GameStop was like advertising it, but this goes for like every retailer apparently. You can still get Game Pass Ultimate for $20, at least for the month of October. Because they're still selling the physical cards that you can get in stores. And actually I did that. I bought a 3 months card just like the other day. So that way I didn't have to worry about it for the next 3 months. So yeah, if you still want to maintain the $20 value, you can stack up a bunch of Game Pass Ultimate cards that are still $20. And I'm pretty sure on game or sites like CD Keys, which I think they changed their name to Loaded.
Yeah, loaded now.
And G2A and all like the third party CD, like the sites that sell this third party stuff, they have sales all the time. Like even before this, they used to have sales for Game Pass Ultimate for like $15. And like that was like regular occurrence. So if that's an issue for you, like you can find a deal where you're not paying $30 a month if you're like vigilant enough. But yeah, I got like I think GameStop is advertising it, Target has it, I'm sure Best Buy and like Walmart, and Amazon, you can still get it for the month of October. I don't know about after that because the new price increase is only for new subscribers right now, but if you're a current subscriber, while you'll still get the benefits now, the price increase won't go into effect until next month. So you still have time to like get your last licks or make your decision. Cause yeah. But anyway.
Well, there's more news from Microsoft about a potential another tier. It's they're getting ready to announce a potential. This is also from Tom Warner from The Verge. Let's announce an ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming. So it's a free. You play select titles for free without a Game Pass subscription. So it'll be ad supported. They're saying they're gonna be like maybe 2 ads, like 2-minute ads before the game, and it'll be, ad supported, which is odd. Well, why would they announce that like a day later, after the whole Game Pass revamp? And it's just weird.
Yeah, and people are getting upset about this too, but they forget that Nvidia does this too with their GeForce Now, and I mean other streaming services do as well, where you have to watch pre-roll ads in order to access the streaming. I think the issue is, and granted, it's free. So I think the issue is that before it used to be you can get an hour at a time and then you have to like restart it. Now it's like you get 5 hours for the month. And then I don't know how this works with like free to play titles, because I know my son, he uses it sometimes for Fortnite, but that was under like when it was an hour you had to play, and then it would like kick you off, but he can just like reload it and then he'll get another hour. So I don't know if that like goes into effect, like if now he has a 5 hour limit each month to play Fortnite
For
on
law.
cloud. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out, but
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's just for like Game Pass games, because Fortnite technically isn't on Game Pass.
no, it's a free to play game.
Yeah.
I didn't get the joke in time. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of changes, a lot of fluctuation happening over at Microsoft Gaming and Xbox. We wait for official word for anything about like an ad supported thing. This is just rumors that they're testing it to come out. So,
and I do think a cloud only tier makes sense. I just don't think they're willing to put that out there for something for people to pay for it. I don't think people are willing to pay, even if it's like $5. I don't know if people are willing to pay $5 a month just to stream. Maybe they are. I don't know. This could just be the testing waters to see how many people actually use cloud on its own.
yeah, I mean,
we'll
it's
see.
Microsoft. They run on data, so
That's also true. Yes.
they're gonna have the data for it. So if it comes out, that means they had the data that it was supported. If not, then they'll kill it like they did everything else that they kill.
And that's another thing too. They were trying a family plan
Yeah,
this year in like other regions, and they just stopped. I
Yeah.
don't know if I think supposedly the rumor is that EA didn't like that they were, kind of benefiting multiple people on one plan because it was cutting into their revenue share. I think they could revamp that and just exclude Ubisoft, Fortnite Crew, and EA Play, and just have a family plan that includes day one games and all the stuff that you get with premium, and just have that be the way for people to get access to to Game Pass. Although I don't know if people, or not people, Microsoft will be willing to, because people are gonna, because they try to lay it out where it has to be people within the same household, but like people are gonna be sharing that shit, across the country and stuff like that, because that's
I mean, you
that's
could
what
game
people
share.
do.
You could game share now, and if $30 for Ultimate is too much,
Yes,
technically you game share with somebody and make it
that is
$15
true.
a month.
That is very true, but
know?
that's not an official way that Microsoft wants you to do things. But
What are the Game Pass police?
listen,
Brother say you talking too much. You get me in trouble.
right? You don't know who's listening. But yeah, if they can re-implement that family plan in some way, shape, or form, I think that could alleviate some of the stress and pressure from like consumers. Because
what would you price that at? Let's say you had to make the decision. What would you price a family plan with day one games?
so
Would
if they had
be more than Ultimate,
it probably would have to be. I would.
then people will just be more pissed off.
Well, no, because
True.
you split it. Because like, let's say you have a family plan of 4 people, so 4 people get access to Game Pass day one games, but they don't get access to the EA Play and Ubisoft Plus and Fortnite.
Yeah.
And you price that at $50. If you split that in 4, that makes it a more reasonable price per person. But that's assuming if you price it out evenly. So like there's ways to go about it. It just depends on how Microsoft would go about it. I don't know what or if they even plan to bring that back, but I think that could be something that they look into.
Definitely, you're gonna have to just keep. They're gonna always change things, and maybe they'll reverse some things. Who
Also,
knows?
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought of it. They still don't have a yearly subscription,
Yeah.
which like that feels like they should do that. Like make it a little bit less, like because what you said was $360.
Yeah.
Make it maybe like $299 for a year for Ultimate at least. And then that would kind of alleviate the pressure for people if they're able to just sub for the year for that much, if they can afford it, because it is less overall. I don't know.
mean, it's just $25 a month at that point, you know.
Well, yeah, that's what people were saying that they were okay with. They were like, if it was $25, then yeah, whatever. But it was the $30 that kind of tipped them over the edge.
Mhm. These people probably do drugs, have no problem spending money on drugs.
Yo, damn, you went all the way to drugs.
These
I'm
motherfuckers
glad-
doing drugs. Hey, I bet they remind us of it $30 if it came with coke. I'm just saying. That's where that came from. That's what that sounded like to me. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If you want to keep it, you keep it, and you pay the $30 a month for Ultimate, or go to a different tier. If not, you cancel. You know, that's the nature of the business, and Microsoft will be fine with or without your subscription. You know, so we'll just keep it. We'll keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Nintendo news. Nintendo's out here suing everybody. And right now they're got a new lawsuit filed.
Except Donald Trump, apparently.
On October 3rd, Nintendo filed a motion requesting that James Archbox Williams, a known Switch pirate, pay the company $4.5 million in damages for operating websites that offered users copies of pirated games. Nintendo stated that Williams has not responded to its ongoing lawsuit against him and asked that the U.S. District Court in Seattle to weigh in. The case against Williams dates back to 2024, when Nintendo first filed lawsuit against him for allegedly selling and distributing pirated Nintendo Switch games. Nintendo stated that Williams utilized websites and dubbed pirate shops as part of his business, and Williams also served as a moderator for Switch Pirate subreddit, which subsequently led to him being tracked down by Nintendo. The company
That's crazy.
The company used Williams' own social media posts and Nintendo console repair history to find him at his residence in Phoenix, Arizona area. After being served by Nintendo, Williams failed to enter plea in court, and default judgment was granted to the company. So the Nintendo ain't playing. They found this man. They went out there where they found this man through repairs, YouTube videos, subreddits, on Reddit. It just, they went through great lengths to find this person and sue him for pirating the Switch games, which is, I mean, yeah, he's pirating Switch games, but damn, Nintendo, like, what's going on?
At that point,
Nintendo.
do you just respect? Do you respect just the hatred? At that point, because that's
Yeah.
how I feel. At that point, I'm like, you really went out your way for this. There was no need.
Nintendo is the king of petty. Like, they do not give a shit.
To be fair, I feel like people have been pirated Nintendo for years at this point. Who cares, though?
Oh yeah, but the thing is, like, Nintendo makes money in spite of them. So it's like, is it really worth pursuing? I guess it's more of just like they might be using this as more of an example to other pirates.
I think they're just tired of people making pirate and bootleg versions of their games that they consider that. Because, like, to be fair, we've been seeing these all the time, to be fair.
It's true. Earlier this year, the Nintendo won $2 million settlement from a modder against modded hardware who was pirating games and pirating Nintendo Switches. So they're coming after you. If you're a pirate of Nintendo products, they will find you.
Well, be quiet, because I stream Nintendo pirated content.
Why would you say that out loud? Now Nintendo's gonna come after us.
Hey, just because you stream it don't mean you pirate it. There's a difference. You could just find it on Don't shut up. How about that? I don't know why I'm trying to save your ass, but you ain't trying to save your own ass. Yo, Brother Zay, get your partner. I'm sick of this.
No, we're moving on. Nintendo's not
yes.
catching us.
Yeah. Fuck Nintendo.
All right, cool. I agree with that. Leave it that way.
Man, let's keep right on going. We have Ubisoft and Tencent forming a new subsidiary, Advantage Studios, to lead developments for the Assassin's Creed franchises, Far Cry franchise, and Rainbow Six franchises. So it was we talked about this earlier in the year, a month or two back, where we didn't know what was going to happen with this potential merger of studios, and apparently Vantage Studios is now going to take over these IPs for them. It's probably some of Ubisoft's biggest IPs: Far Cry, Rainbow Six, and Assassin's Creed. They're going to be working heavy with together to bring out more content. They have a huge amount of employees working behind them. It's like 2,300 employees across multiple Ubisoft game development teams, which includes Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, Sofia, and Barcelona. So many different studios across the world are going to be a part of Vantage Studios, and it's a big venture that they're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
That was cool.
this is I mean, we'll have to see what this actually like amounts to, because we still don't know like who has more control over like the IP. Is it Tencent? Is it Ubisoft? I don't know. Well, this is stuff that kind of is still up in the air, but we'll
Well,
see.
They did say that Tencent has a 25% stake in Advantage Studios.
Okay, so
So
then all right, so then
it's not like a huge majority stake in for Tencent.
okay, so then I guess Ubisoft still kind of maintains control,
Yeah.
but they're still partners with Tencent.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I guess
definitely.
we still don't know what this means for like the IPs that they are working on. Because I remember they were talking about, at least for Far Cry, that they were gonna put more emphasis on multiplayer, and I don't like the sound of that, because last time we had that, like it was like a 15 years ago, and they were like every game was just like shoehorning multiplayer into games that didn't need it. So I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see what Vantage first brings up out for us. I don't, we don't know. We just know some of the big names that they're going to be working on, and hopefully it's good. You know, I enjoy the Assassin's Creed franchise as well as Far Cry. So we just have to wait and see what they bring to the table.
Yeah. I will say though, this is kind of unrelated. When the Ubisoft Plus classics came to Game Pass, I realized that, remember a while ago I told you that I bought all the Assassin's Creed games, but I just never played them.
Yeah.
Well, now they're on Game Pass,
Mhm.
so I bought them for nothing.
Well,
Because I haven't
well.
even played them.
Yep.
Well,
Wow. Wow. We'll move on because that was sad. So to some more sad news for Rock Band. As of October 5th, which is Sunday, Rock Band 4 will be delisting the original license for the core soundtrack, and the digital stores will be closing. So you can no longer purchase any more DLC, any more songs, or anything from the game. Now, if you whatever you did purchase will still be available to you to download as well as play, but essentially this will be sunsetting Rock Band 4.
I mean, this is kind of
My
like
heart. No.
we knew this was
Why?
gonna happen eventually, because like they've done it for like multiple games where that had licensed music in it, where they had to either delist it or like redo the music and stuff like that. And this game was literally like licensed music, the game. So it
Yeah, I
was only
mean,
a matter of time that sales dipped enough where they didn't see any value in keeping those licenses. I
Yes,
don't
it does happen a lot with music games.
Yeah, with music games, and I think this kind of I think the I guess worser news or more sadder news is that this kind of is spelling the end of like music games in general. Because if they saw value in those licenses, they would keep them so that way they can implement them in a new game. So the fact that they're just letting it expire and just like closing down the digital stores entirely kind of speaks that there's not going to be another Rock Band or Guitar Hero or anything like that. So that's that. I feel
Well-
like that's kind of like the worst news out of this.
I mean, in a sense, yes, but we all know Epic has done amazing with the Fortnite festival,
That's true.
and
Yes.
a lot of stuff, a lot of licenses, a lot of songs, a lot of artists are putting their stuff with Fortnite festival. Fortnite being one of the biggest games out there, and it having a festival where it's based essentially it is Rock Band.
It is rock, and you can use like peripherals with it too.
Exactly. You
So
can use your guitars, you can use all the drums and everything. So, maybe we see the end of Rock Band 4, but the blossoming of another music game with Fortnite Festival. Because I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever played Fortnite Festival here, but I've played it. It's a lot of fun. You know, they have
yeah,
modern songs and they have older songs. It's a lot of fun. Fortnite Festival is a lot of fun,
yeah.
and
No,
sort
I've
of
played it.
like
It is.
maybe it is fun, right?
Yes.
We just hope that it continues the music genre legacy. I absolutely love the music genre games, you know, whether it's like DJ Max or Rock Band, Guitar Hero, all these types of games, I love them. So a Fortnite Festival is sort of taking the crown and moving forward while Rock Band is sunsetting.
Right. Yeah, so I think Fortnite is kind of gonna take up the mantle because I think they bought Harmonix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that is gonna be the future of like the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games.
Yeah.
So if you want that, I guess go to Fortnite.
All right, let's keep moving. We have last week we talked about EA, how it was just rumors about the buyout, but that very next weekend, we found out it was true. That's it. It was a private takeover of $55 billion. We didn't know. We thought it was all rumors. We thought it was probably not going to go through, and then next thing you know, bam, it's done. So the was it private equity firms from Saudi Arabia and a bunch of different companies all came together to purchase it. Officially done. They're going private. It really was a shock because it's like one of the biggest leverage buyouts to ever happen. And it's official. That's it. What does this mean though for gamers, for us? What does it mean? What's gonna happen?
I mean, it is pretty crazy to think that two of the one of the most synonymous gaming publishers, Activision and EA, are just they're not like individual companies anymore.
Yeah.
Now, like Activision got bought out by Microsoft, and now EA is bought out by these private investors, and they're going private. So they're going to cease to be the same EA that we knew. Whether that's good or bad, only time will tell. But I mean, coming out of this announcement, I mean, there's been a bunch of like speculation and what this means because according to I think it was shit, I forgot his name. Schreier. What's his first name?
Jason?
Jason Schreier,
Well-
I couldn't remember his first name. Yeah,
That's crazy.
in this acquisition, these investors are incurring a $20 billion debt that they're gonna have to, eventually pay off. What that means, I don't know. Nobody knows, but it depends on like where these investors decide on how fast they want to see that return. Because as we've seen, like with Activision and or ABK with Microsoft, like it's seeming that they want to see like returns fast, obviously because like shareholders demand it and stuff like that. But because EA is private, maybe they won't expect a fast return. Maybe they will expect a fast return. I don't know. It's all up in the air. We've not really seen anything like this, at least on this scale. And then even certain developers, specifically from BioWare, they were saying that, oh, we think that BioWare is going to be on the chopping block because their philosophy doesn't fit in with, with Saudi Arabia's mindset. We all know how they tend to handle
Their
like
problem.
yeah. So who knows? We don't know. Nothing might. I mean, everything could probably stay the same. We don't know. But if if these private investors are looking to make money quick and to pay off at least some of the debt fast, it seems like their main target is going to be the I don't want to say least profitable. Well, I guess yeah, it would be least profitable IPs and studios who haven't put out games in the most like in the last few years, and that includes IPs like Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Although they did have a game, it didn't really do that much in terms of like revenue. And then like there's a plethora like Dead Space. There's also Respawn with Titanfall, although they have Apex Legends, which makes them a little bit of money, so that might be kind of up in the air. But the IP Titanfall might not be good enough. I don't know. There's a lot up in the air. I don't think we'll see studio closures. I think it would be more beneficial for the studio, or not the studio, for EA and their investors to sell them off instead of just closing them down and just like making zero money off of them. Because I do think, like, specifically for BioWare, even though it's not the same BioWare that, made the Mass Effect trilogy or the original Dragon Age games, there's still value in the name, the same way as there was still value in Bungie after Destiny and Destiny 2. There's still value in the name, even though it's not the same studio at its core. The name still means something. And I think they might see the same thing for BioWare and for Mass Effect. But they might also see that, oh, the next Mass Effect game is supposed to be huge and people it's a highly anticipated game. It could make a lot of money. So maybe we let that simmer and let that cook. But maybe there's just like, oh, maybe it's going to be taking too long. We got to make money now. So they might sell it off. I don't know. Time will tell. And this is kind of like unprecedented in certain aspects, because we've never seen a whole publisher just go private. That's like kind of unheard of in this. Even with Activision, like, yeah, they got bought out by Microsoft, but Microsoft is still a public company. So it's just like moving from one public company or one public entity to another. This one is just like becoming public and then becoming private. So there's a lot up in the air. Hopefully it ends up being good for the consumer and for the gamers, but we don't know. There could be a lot of mass layoffs. We don't know, but we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we will. Definitely will. The news will come fast, according to
Very fast.
according to how fast they're moving. Let's get into some rumors. These rumors about the future of Xbox. It has been claimed by a quote unquote reliable insider that Microsoft is planning some intense changes for the Xbox brand in the coming months, and it suggested that the first quarter of 2026 they're going to have a round of massive layoffs, and that their next console generations are now up in the air and might never happen. Claims go on to suggest that the future of Xbox is in games publishing and not hardware, with the brand focusing on the top performing IPs within its portfolio and no longer worrying about manufacturing traditional consoles. This came out and it was kind of like a wrench thrown into the system. Everybody online was talking about how that's it, it's official. This person, whoever he is reliable, and that's it, it's done. Xbox is dead, according to them. And I think it was just a few hours later, we actually had a response from Microsoft. Microsoft has responded to these rumors, and it's funny what do they say? They say that this person who has a history of providing Microsoft insider information took to NeoGAF to release the report about how they're not doing consoles anymore and how everything's up in the air. But Microsoft released a statement today that we are actively investing in our future first-party consoles and devices designed, engineered, and built by Xbox. For more details, the community can revisit the agreement announcement with AMD. AMD back in June, they made a partnership with Xbox. It was a multi-year partnership to bring consoles and chipsets to the consoles. So they basically said those rumors are fake. Stop believing in them. We have a deal with AMD, who's going to be providing the chips for the next console, and that was it. And it really sucks that these so-called insiders come out and just put whatever they want online, and then like a whirlwind, the whole internet's talking, and Microsoft has to come out and respond and say, basically, are you dumb? We just announced a partnership with AMD. Like, I don't understand these ponies and why they keep bringing about these fake stories, because it has to be them. Why do they want Xbox to die so bad? Where a world where it's just PlayStation, where they can raise the prices to however they want, whatever they want, to do whatever they want, because they're the only people. So in the console space, it's ridiculous to want your competition to completely die out. And these rumors aren't doing anybody any favors. And I think Microsoft responding so quickly to these rumors just comes out and shows how utterly just like annoyed they are with people online.
Yeah, I think so. I follow Josh Stein, who's like the head of Xbox social media and communications and stuff like that. And he retweeted a tweet that he posted last year in regards to people posting stuff online. And he just said, like, there's gonna be grifters out there who make money off of engagement and retweets and stuff like that, and they're gonna post stuff regardless of its validity, because it's sensational. They know people are gonna click on it, and they're gonna make money regardless.
Yeah.
And he reposted that, and that's essentially what's going on. We have a bunch of people who make money off of engagement on Twitter, which to this day, I will say this is the dumbest thing that Elon Musk has done to the platform, is paying people to tweet and get engagement, because now it's causing people. That's where grifting started, at least in my eyes. I mean, it existed before on like other platforms and YouTube and stuff like that, but now it's so much easier. All you have to do is just post the dumbest thing, and people will respond to it because it's dumb. So like that's it. That's literally it. So and granted, this happened on like NeoGAF and Reset Era and stuff like that. So it's more of like an extension of that, but the fact that people ran with it is what the issue is.
Yeah.
And while this isn't, yeah, Microsoft like denied it, and we have confirmation. Yes, there is going to be consoles. AMD is still in partnership to make future consoles, not just PC handhelds and stuff like that. Consoles. Um, the issue is ultimately that because of Microsoft's missteps, especially like with the whole Game Pass stuff and the third party, releasing games on PlayStation, it's easy to believe this stuff.
Yeah.
Because of the stuff that they've already done, even if it's completely false. I think that's the issue ultimately with Microsoft, is that because of their history, stuff like this is easy to perpetuate and spread and make money off of, essentially, even if it's completely false. And I think Microsoft needs to do a better job with basically not maintaining, but like setting expectations appropriately and being very clear about where their future is. And I know they have, but I think they need to kind of like double down on it. Cuz even though they put both Xbox and AMD put out separate videos
Yeah.
saying that yes, we are invested in the future of Xbox hardware and consoles and stuff like that, people are still believing like, oh, it can just be undone. And that's because Xbox, while they have in the past said that they are for exclusivity and wanting it, I mean, we have the freaking clip of Phil Spencer during the Bethesda acquisition saying that was what it was about exclusivity for where Xbox exists and stuff like that. And now basically every game is coming to PlayStation eventually. So I think that's the problem, is that they say one thing and then they do another. So I
Yep.
think they need to be more careful about what they say. And I think that's also, while it's a benefit in terms of like being transparent, it's also to their detriment, where they can be too transparent. And because of that, it causes them to look foolish when plans change. Because realistically, we know plans change. Plans change all the time, especially in business. Things fall apart, things fall through, business goals change, especially like under Satya, and especially after the ABK acquisition. We know like that kind of changed the course of everything. So we as consumers should understand that things aren't necessarily going to stay the same way forever. And I think that should be a general understanding. Nothing is going to stay the same forever. There's always going to be change. But I think that Microsoft needs to be more careful about making hard stances. Because and it's funny because I make fun of PlayStation fanboys all the time because they always make hard stances. They always say Sony is never gonna do this. Sony's never gonna release on PC. Sony's never gonna release on PlayStation or on Xbox. Never gonna release day one on other platforms. And then Sony does all of that. So it's like making hard stances on certain topics and stuff like that. That's where the issue is. And I think Microsoft needs to stop doing that. Stop making hard stances. Just acknowledge that the industry is ever changing and that what is true today might not be true tomorrow, but that you will make sure that the consumer is still, or the Xbox consumer is still getting something out of it.
I want to say, I don't know how much more Microsoft can say or do. They just talked about the Game Pass stuff and how they entered in a multi-year sort of partnership with Epic and Fortnite. They did a whole big thing with AMD, with you just talked about how they released separate videos. They also did something together, how they're going to be working together on consoles. How much more is Microsoft going to be say, hey, this is what we're doing, and then the internet just be like, nah, this is what they're doing because some random idiot on the internet said so. Like I don't get it. You know,
But
why are
I
people
mean,
running with the bullshit that they see on Twitter versus the actual messaging that Microsoft is putting out there for official? You can look it up. Like you just quickly Google AMD and Xbox and boom, multi-year partnership.
because it's easier. That's literally it. It's easier to believe something that is especially negative because I mean, freaking anything negative about Xbox is in fashion these days. Like everybody wants to be negative about Xbox. Like the second something negative happens on Xbox, you'll even have freaking um accounts like Culture Crave and Dexerto commenting on it when they will never comment on anything negative regarding on PlayStation or Nintendo. It's just it's in vogue. It gets views. That's the grift because Xbox naturally gravitates or Xbox negative Xbox news gets people engaged. That's what people will post about. That's why it's so easily to believe because you see it more. So it's very convoluted. I will say that. So and it's so annoying that it's so easy to just grift like that. I wish I could do that. I wish I can like subject myself to just spreading nonsense in the effort of gaining engagement, even if it's not true, even if it's dumb, or even if it's rage bait. Because I see it all the time and it's so annoying. I really again I really wish that was something that Elon did not do is pay people to rage bait.
Yeah,
But anyway,
and there's really not much we can do about those people, but just listen, stop taking people's sort of like grifting and stop taking their word for it. If it doesn't come officially from Microsoft or
Yeah.
then that's it. Like
Just
it's
when
fake.
when I grew up, one of the main things that I was taught is that not everything you read online is true. And that's literally all you have to like understand. Not everything you read online is true. I don't care who the leaker is. I don't care who like what uh reputation they have, what their track record is. It's not true until it happens. So you can get upset about it and you can get like all riled up about it, but until it happens, it's not true. It's just a rumor. And granted, most people, report it as such, but a lot of people don't, and that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, we have people online who are like who've taken the response that Microsoft put out and they're like, "Man, I don't trust them." What?
Right, yeah, that's the thing too. Like people just like they just don't believe what Microsoft says. It's like, "Oh, yeah, this rumor don't it's not true." Yeah, but how can I believe you? It's like, well,
Yeah.
then why did I say that? Like
Yeah.
what if you're not going to believe me, then you're just not going to believe me. Like
Yeah.
Well, you're not
It,
gonna
it
believe
really
that. Why would you believe a random person? Why would you believe more of a random person?
it really sucks that like people are just so fucking dumb. Like
right.
they have all the knowledge at their fingertips. They're sitting at a computer, they have a phone in their hand, and they take this so-called rumor and say this is true. What Microsoft said that's not true? No, this is true for sure. It's people it just pisses me off. And I gotta end it there. I'm not gonna keep going. I'm gonna rant forever.
Yeah.
I really am.
I get it. I mean, that's honestly that's a whole different like can of worms in terms of like just the stupidity of people online. But yeah, in this case, it's getting out of control. But with that being said, I think that was the end of the, the new stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, remember if you're listening to us on a podcasting app, you can share us and rate us because that will help us out and reach more earballs. So I love to say that word. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And check in the description. You can see our sponsors, W Energy, NordVPN, and Starforge PCs. And you can save some money off of products and subscriptions. And if you help them, they'll help us. And we'll thank them and we'll thank you. So that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
This is
Later.
Limp
Perfect.